So what's up, y'all? We back again, man. Hold on, let me check my audio right quick. Hold up. All right, it's all good. All right, so man, what's good, man? Y'all already know. This is Luke, man. I'm back again, doing my thing, and I'm up. So I just wanted to come online and get my rendition for the day. Nothing major. I don't really expect too many people to be online tonight, but maybe one or two here or there. Um, so anybody join in, I'm excited and you know very much obliged to have y'all with me tonight. So yeah. So if you up, tune in. Share this, whatever you got to do. Because I just want to talk to y'all about some stuff, man. It's crazy. So like this is what I was doing. I was like listening to one of my older videos and I had put it on YouTube too. Like I think it was mainly on YouTube. I put it on, but I was on there talking about my homie. Like no, I had went live because I was working on a project and I was talking to my homie and we was talking about the Black Panther thing and and I was talking to him about how you know Panthers are in America, like leopards um, are from Africa. So, you know what I'm saying? When I saw that, man, it just took me down a little rabbit hole right quick. And y'all know how I do, so I'll be like trying to bring stuff to the forefront. But I'll be like looking into a lot of different things. And, it just brought me across a few interesting points. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of share those with y'all, like talking about and speaking on the Black Panther itself, the movie, um, the actual film that Marvel had brought to us a few years ago. All right, since then had part two and all this. So it's some interesting stuff I found out about that movie. First of all, this is the first thing. First of all, and I didn't know this, Michael Jackson had positioned himself to purchase Marvel, the entire Marvel collection, Marvel Comics, Marvel Universe, everything. Michael Jackson had positioned himself to buy Marvel. This was before the Black Panther came out. This is before a lot of these new age Marvel comic movies actually surfaced themselves. You know what I'm saying? So my dog Mike had already positioned himself to purchase that entire universe. Now, if you know about Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying. You know a little bit about Michael Jackson. He, especially when he was younger, you know what I'm saying, and even going into his, you know what I'm saying, his demise or whatever, his ending, he was one that stood with his people. All I want to say is that Ray don't really care about us. You feel me? Like he stood for the people. So Michael Jackson, with his hands on the Marvel universe, directing the Marvel Universe, owning the Marvel Universe, man, those characters would have been crazy because I believe Michael Jackson would have shown the world the true representation of all of those characters. And yes, I'm definitely going somewhere with this. You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned and hold on to your seat because y'all know how I be. So my dog Mike was positioning himself not only to purchase Marvel, but also for full ownership of the Beatles catalog and half ownership of Sony Empire. Okay, this is Sony Records. Half of their entire Masters catalog will be owned by Michael Jackson. Man, can you think about the power shift? Think about the shift in power in the industry, in the music industry alone. Everybody would want to be signed to Michael Jackson. Everybody. But we're going to go back to the Marvel side because to think about those characters and those comics that would have been produced under the thumb of Michael Jackson himself. would have been very interesting. Today I'm focusing on the Black Panther, right? Tonight I'm focusing on the Black Panther because I came across that conversation I had with my homie earlier. So it just sparked some things. So I went digging. Did you know? And the first thing I went digging for is the range, like how far do Black Panthers exist in America? Not only is where, but I already know where because I already looked that up. You know what I'm saying? So where Black Panthers exist is in the Americas. North, Central, South. Okay? Black Panthers are throughout. So then I went down a little rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, how far does that range exist? From the southeastern part of the United States, meaning Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, coming down through Texas into Mexico, all the way down into South America. That is the full range of the Black Panther. Interesting. Okay, so these people created this movie. Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stan Lee. I mean, he did his thing with it, but what Stan Lee did with it was minuscule compared to what should have been done with the reality of what the Marvel comic universe is about. See, the thing you got to understand is we're literally living in a world where other people are trying to graft themselves into our position. This is what's been going on since the inception of all of this. Everybody wants to be in our position. They want to wear the suit, so to speak. They want to be standing in the rays of the sun, but as like we do. How can we get the sun to kiss us like it kisses y'all? So, when it comes down to our entertainment and movies and, magazines and media and whatever, it's still the same dynamic. They're going to present themselves, try their hardest to present themselves and make the world believe that this history belongs to them. It's very interesting. So, the Black Panthers range is all throughout the Americas. Okay? No core there. We got that figured out. Cool, no problem. But then I went digging a little deeper. And I found multiple accounts where you have foreign people, mostly Caucasians, that love to get in front of people and talk about somewhere else. Like, we originated here, so we know everything about it. So we know all the science, and we have all the information. So trust what we say, because we know. Y'all don't know. We know. We know. Us pale-skinned people, we know everything. So you got to trust what we say. Get out of here, man. Listen, these people getting up here talking about, no, there are no such thing as Black Panthers in America. There's no such thing as Black Panthers in America. No, that does not exist. Those are in Mexico and South America. They do not come up here to North America. Meanwhile, this is why I say you got to avoid the hijack. Because the hijack be everywhere. See, when you're trying to keep a group of people from reconnecting with their spiritual ancestral realm, okay, the lines run deep. The hijack run deep. Now look. And hopefully they won't take these things down because they've been there for years, but maybe they will probably, know how this works. I guess on YouTube. And when I got on YouTube, I say, okay, get on YouTube real fast and type in Black Panthers in America. Tell me why I'm finding videos of people recording actual videos of Black Panthers in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, walking across the street in the woods. Black Panthers. This is not no conspiracy theories, ain't no nothing. Black Panthers. People are recording them. One lady She was walking her dog. Um, a lady up in Georgia. She was walking her dog, and as she was walking her dog, they just happened to be coming up to a certain place in the street, and they kind of paused for a second. And as she was looking, she said she saw something coming out of the wood, out of the trees. So she took out her phone. She started recording. It was a Black Panther. Literally had to be 50 to 60 feet in front of her, walking from the woods on this side to the woods on the other side. She reported it. They came out there doing a hunt for it, looking for it, tracking it, trying to trap it, and they never found it. People started calling her crazy. People saying she is photoshopped and she made it up. But it was 100% real. The lady came forward and said, I have no reason to lie about this. I just pulled out my phone and recorded what I saw. She's not the only account. Black Panthers are Germane, or indigenous to the Americas. Okay. It's so interesting how all this works. Like, let me see if I can find that video where that lady was. Hold on, let me see. Because you already know how it go. Black Panthers. Let's see. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, see, look here. Tourist captures rare footage of an endangered Black Panther. The driver who filmed the rare moment told Newsflash she was in awe and shock at the same time while filming the cat. She did not expect to see that. Okay? While filming the cat. Pause. But she actually caught a Black Panther in Georgia on video, crossing in the woods. Okay? So, now, here's the thing. Okay, you gotta understand something. When we get to when we go to the actual movie, the Black Panther, and it's funny because the way they depict it to us, as if it's coming out of Africa type story. Okay? And that's why I say you got to avoid these highs. Literally, the world is trying to graft themselves into beingness or into importance by using the essence of the American people. By using the essence of the American people. And what do I mean by that? If you pay attention to a lot of these new age, especially a lot of these new age African artists, they're very disrespectful when it comes to our people. Okay, now mind you, now we still talking about this Black Panther movie. We breaking it all the way down. So recently there was a video that was taken of y'all man, what do you call this? Burna Boy. You feel me? Burna Boy came and did a video where he was sitting up here talking about black people, or excuse me, what he said was African Americans don't have culture. Y'all don't have any culture. Now listen, Burna Boy is from a certain generation. In my lifetime, I have literally had Nigerian people tell me that you Americans don't have any culture. Okay, this is an older generation than him, so I already know where he got it from. Okay, it was taught to him that we don't have any culture. Meanwhile, he talking to y'all with Timberland boots on and baggy jeans. Interesting. Shades with the, New York swag. Interesting. So here we have an African dressed like an American, i.e. we don't have no culture because everybody keeps stealing it. That's probably why we don't have any culture, quote unquote. It's probably because y'all motherfuckers always trying to steal what's ours. That's a whole nother conversation. So now here we have an African, okay, dressed like an American, selling music in America. Make it make sense now. He's selling music in America dress like the culture he say that don't exist. Y'all have to somebody got it in the comments below. I'm gonna start using that. In the comments below, somebody please help me understand what frame of mind that is to think that you have the audacity to come into somebody else's land. Listen now, because we're talking in a circular moment. Pick up the clues. How you have the audacity to come into somebody else's land and tell them who and what they are. And you ain't been here over 30 years. Interesting. Okay, now not only does this apply to music, but it also applies to our movies. We have all of our mainstream actors. We got like Denzel, Samuel Jackson. The list goes on and on and on. Pioneers of the black community when it comes to acting. Okay, these people are no longer being used in film unless it's for a secondary role. The primary roles of melanated actors is going to now Africans. We're still talking about the Black Panther movie. Okay? We're still talking about the Black Panther. Because we got to understand what's going on here. It's always going to make sense. See, when I do this right now, and like for a lot of my people, you know what I'm saying? Like, they agree, but they disagree to a degree. You know, they agree, but they disagree to a degree. You know, so that's understood. But we still got to keep going anyway. It don't matter whether it's 0 in attendance, whether it's 100 million in attendance. We have to give the same. Okay, now listen. So here you have Burna Boy telling black Americans, talking about African Americans that y'all like to call yourself, black like y'all like to call yourself, that y'all have no culture, that we have no culture. We're uncultured while looking exactly like us, dressing like us, utilizing our style and our, you know, our swag. Like, okay, but we don't have no culture. Okay, cool. Well, if we don't have no culture, then my right mind tells me to tell you, then, you know, you need to stay where you at. You can get plenty of culture from there. Okay? Now, this ain't just him. There's also some chick named Tula or Tyler or something like that. She comes forward. She's also African, South African. She come forward talking about she's colored. Okay? I'm colored. Now, mind you, now she mixed from South Africa. Okay? Now, they've never used that word terminology colored over there. That's an American term. So now here you are. The whole time you done been in South Africa, you ain't never been colored. You get to America, now you want to sell black people your music. Now you want to take on a colored plight. Meaning that they should, or we should, stop being racist towards her because she's colored in America. You understand what's going on? You understand what's going on? It shouldn't have to be a B C 1 2 3 type of elementary spell out for y'all to get it every time. You feel me? You can't understand what's going on. Okay, I'll do you one better. There have been black people in Europe. Now, mind you, now this includes 21 Savage. This includes Bryson Tiller. Is it Bryson Tiller, or is it no Tory Lanez? Tory Lanez is not American. Tory Lanez is not American. 21 Savage is not American. Where they come from, this is how the people think about black people in America. Okay, they think that the black people in America are dumb. You don't have any culture. There's that word again. Okay. Okay. And they don't identify themselves as being associated with this form of black. Now, here's the thing I say. This what I'm saying like this. And that we're stupid, we're still slaves and all that kind of stuff. They be just going, people love, the thing I don't understand is why people love to try to use us as their means of attack to get themselves going on the world stage. Like, they come attacking black people. They come attacking our people as their means of getting themselves rolling on the world stage. Everybody has to come attack us. That makes sense. So here's what I'm thinking. If you're in the UK as a Jamaican or Africans, a lot of Africans in the UK, it's a lot of Jamaicans in the UK, it's a lot of islanders in the UK that are saying these things about our people over here. But mind you now, you had to get up. Listen, wait, hold on. Your family, because it could have been your forefathers, so you may not have a choice. But a lot of you got y'all ass up, went in your room, you washed all your clothes, packed everything up, packed your belongings, and you took and moved from where you belong. You moved to the other side of the world, and you in the UK. Now you want to turn around and try to talk bad about where you from, when you done literally went to a whole nother land to go beg for a position inside. Get the fuck. I say, wait a minute now. So you're deserting you to turn around and create an attack against you in order to. I'm confused. This was going on. These are things that's going on now. I am thoroughly convinced that the world is under a massive spell. I'm convinced. Matter of fact, you can't tell me otherwise. The majority of the people on the planet are under a spell and they don't know it. They're under a spell and they don't know it. The delusion, the amount of delusion alone that runs rampant. It's crazy. For some reason, somewhere between the 70s to the 90s, all of a sudden, all the men in my community want to be gay now. Since when? I got grandparents just passed away. I ain't never, bro. Come on, man. We not. This ain't real, bro. This ain't real, man. This ain't real. This ain't real. We can't be in the real world. This is not a real world. Tapping in. I even feel like, you know what I'm saying, I have to go back into my real world and then tap into y'all world just to communicate. Then I have to go back to my world. You feel what I'm saying? Because this world ain't real, dog. It's something's amiss upstairs. Now, we're talking about the movie The Black Panther. It's very interesting. Now, when I was digging, because I got on YouTube, when I saw those Black Panther videos about them seeing them sightings or whatever, it sparked something, because along with those videos, inside of that YouTube feed I was looking at, I kept seeing instances of the Black Panther movement, that happened inside of America. There's never been a Black Panther movement anywhere else in the world except America. There's never been a Black Panther movement anywhere else in the world except America. America is the only place that's ever had a Black Panther movement. So why would they come out with a movie called The Black Panther and relate it to a place that there's never been a Black Panther movement? We've got to avoid the hijack. You know what I'm saying? So as I was scrolling through, as people are seeing these sightings in Georgia, sightings of Black Panthers in Alabama, in Florida, sightings of Black Panthers out in the Midwest. What? In the woods in Kansas, Black Panthers? Okay. So that means that this is being suppressed. Why though? Why would somebody suppress this information from us, okay? Okay, now, here's the thing. This is where it's going to take a twist, okay? Because we're talking about the Black Panther movement, but we've already identified that Black Panthers are in America. And we've solidified that the only Black Panther political movement has been in America. And there have been sightings of Black Panthers in the woods and the swamps in the United States, where they tell us Black Panthers don't exist. Why are they going out of their way to keep us away from this position? Let's take a look at something. Now, what I took the liberty of pulling up here, because this is what I kept finding. The more I went along studying or searching for Black Panther material, the more I kept coming across this word, Mayan. M-A-Y-A-N. Mayan. Mayan. Mayan spiritual. Mayan deity. Mayan. Wait a minute now. Hold on now. That's interesting because a couple of days ago, we literally went into a rabbit hole about the Indians of Mexico. And the Maya, the Inca, the Aztec, the Olmec were all a part of the class of people that have moved into the present day southeastern part of the United States. Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Carolina, and the islands. So here we are. I'm talking about the Black Panther, and I'm steady seeing this word Maya. So you know that sparked my curiosity, and I went digging. Okay, here's what I found. Let's see, where is that thing at? Oh, that's hurricane. Okay, so here we go. Now, the Mayans have what I looked for was Mayan was the panther god. Okay, so there is a panther god in the Mayan deity, because the Mayans have there's over 200 deities that are recognized by the Mayan groups. Okay, ancient deities. This don't have nothing to do with those Filipino people that's over there calling themselves Mayans. Those are not Mayans. Those are Filipinos. Okay, we have to understand that. You get a Taino or a Puerto Rican is a Taino. That is a Filipino mixed with indigenous blood. Okay, so that is a American Indian mixed with a Filipino or a Mongoloid. That's where you get the Taino from. That's where that O comes from. Filipino. Taino. Okay? Now, the Maya, the true Maya, were Negroid. This has already been scientifically proven. You can go look it up for yourself. The Mayan people were Negroid. The Aztec, the Inca, the Olmec, these were all Negroid Indian groups, aka the Atlanteans. Okay? So now, when you go watch the Black Panther and the Black Panther 1, Black Panther Part 2, when you go watch Part 2, you're going to have to understand that the ones that came out of the water, because think about this. The dude that came out of the water literally was told y'all that they were the Atlanteans. That's what he said, right? So we know that Atlantis is relative to the United States. Okay? So if Wakanda is in Africa, why would the Atlanteans, which were in the water by the United States, travel through the ocean all the way to Africa to go start a war? Okay, now, irregardless to that, we're going to come back central. The Mayan people had entities or deities that they worshipped, or not even worshipped, but they gave homage to, which means that these deities would have been more like ancestors. Now, within the deity groups, there's a name, Ba'alam. Ba'alam, the jaguar god, dweller of the forest and lord of the wild. He is mainly described in Quiche sources. Okay? So now we have, so Quiche would have been an earlier or a different type of tradition. Okay, so within the Mayan groups. Now look, the Ba'alams which is plural, is a group of four entities who are the progenitors of humankind in Quiche tradition. They are originally godlike in form and power, created by Gukumats, Huracan, and Tepufrum. Now, Lamborghini got a car called a Huracan, don't it? You didn't know that was a Mayan deity, did you? They still trying to pull our magic. They love trying to pull our magic. They want to use our magic to make their brands go viral, to make their brands larger than life, to make Nike. When we talked about that the other day, they love to use our magic. All right, now let's go. So they were created from stalks of maize or corn to govern the four quadrants of the earth, or the four horsemen. See, that's where that comes from. Here we are in the Maya, predating the Bible, talking about the four horsemen. Okay? Granted the ability to see all things, no matter how well hidden, they drew upon themselves the jealousy of other divinites. This is in the Americas, who clouded their sight and reduced them to the human level. Look at us now. Our sight has been clouded. We cannot see what's going on around us. Look at our people. We cannot see what's going on around us. We cannot even see our enemy laying in the bed right next to us. We think the enemy is us, against us. Make that make sense. Okay, so then they were reduced to the human level. This is what I try to tell you all the time. You understand how much larger we were. And I'm not just talking in stature or size. I'm talking about energy, consciousness, heart space, spirit, soul. It was all big. It was large. We had to be reduced. That's why they give you school, because school is a conscious programming or brainwashing, okay, of our people. We just get they had to begin to what's the level? Because we're taking a little bit of a segue, but it's gonna make sense. So during the time in the early 50s and 60s, during they had that the desegregation and all that, right? So when you look at this thing from this perspective, then all of this will start to make better sense. Like it'll kind of like start to make better sense. When it comes down to desegregation, you gotta understand something. When we were segregated, we were more prosperous as a people when we were separate from each other. See, we were released from what we called the bonds of whatever type of slavery that was going on during that time. We were released from that. And they thought we were going to fail, but we left them. We left these 13 states and colonies and got outside of that, and we went and did our own thing. And when we did our own thing, we built our communities. First of all, the land blessed us. That's the first thing. And we built our communities to be powerhouses. Okay? So we had our own schools, we had our own banks, we had our own churches and religious practices, our own ways that we did things, our own lifestyles. We had our own culture, like what the Africans try to tell us so much that we don't have now. For some reason, they want to come to our country and take our money. They want to take the black dollars, but then they want to turn around after they got them and they want to talk down. It don't make sense. Go back home and go get your own dollar. Go kick them people out of your land that's taking over your land to where you can't make no money. You got to come over here. You understand? Why don't you go deal with that instead of telling us what we not? Go deal with your own people and stop trying to dress like me and tell me what I'm not. See, I don't respect them. I see straight through the game, through the guys. You can't fool me. You know what I'm saying? Because I see all of y'all. All of y'all are foreigners that's coming over here looking for an American dream, a.k.a. you coming over here to beg and steal. That's the whole reality. That's the whole reality. You come over here to beg and steal from the richest land on the planet. That's the reality. And now they think they've completely drained us dry to the point that they can turn this into a third world country. They leave all their prisoners and their inmates and their worst people in our land, turn us into a third world country, abandon this land, and then go use our wealth and our resources to go live their grandiose lifestyles over there, Russia and China and the newfound Africa and segregated Brazil and Brazil stripped of all melanated people. And come on, man, That's what they want. You understand me? It's a mess. Okay? So when you have to go desegregate, because everything is a plan against the Indians. Everything here is a plan against the Indians. The few people that be looking like them that get caught up in them, those people are expendable. They don't even know they're expendable. But they've already been marked as expendable by those that execute these type of plans on society. So they're expendable. See, they're only left here amongst us to create some type of inclusion, a feeling of we're all going through this together. But that's not what's happening here. And it's about time that our people woke up to see what's real. You can get on TikTok right now. You ain't gotta judge me. Get on TikTok right now, and you see multitudes of black people telling you the truth about what's going on. They all feeling it. You know, you tired of this shit, man. How you gonna come over here, got me going to your concerts and burning boy, this is that third, and then as soon as you get back over home, now everything negative is what we are in your eyes, but you just came over here and made $2, $3, $4 million off us. Then people get on my shit and be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing about it?" I say, "Man, the only thing, y'all need, hey, look. First of all, y'all got a long way to go to be able to see. You gotta first be able to see. You can't even see. So, what I'm doing is irrelevant to the fact that you can't even see. That's the first thing. Then once you're able to see what's going on, then ask me what I'm doing. But by then you'll be able to see what I'm doing, because you'll be able to see. See, you can't even see right now. Can't even see what kind of position you're in. You don't even understand. You think you're living a good life because you work at Navy Federal and they paying you this check that makes you feel like you're superior to everybody around you. But you really can't even see. While most of the time when you take them pictures, it ain't your face that you looking at. All them hidden complaints that you have that don't nobody know about. I know it's real. Motherfuckers up there passing out from overworking. Man, get out of here, man. You can't never convince me that day world is the way to go. Never. Because it's all built on lies. It's all built on lies. It's built on lies. Anything built on lies, it can't last. It don't last. So it knows that participate in it gonna fall with it. That's how it go. You know what I'm saying? So females really think about this when you go out there thinking that you really on boss mode because you going to work every day. Really think about this. Because you're going and getting into them Delta and Sigma and all that other kind of crap y'all be joining into without thinking about the repercussions of what you're doing. You don't understand. Because this is not the hour to be joining up with no groups. This ain't the hour for that, because they all got to fall down. Everything has to come down. It all has to fall down. And those that are part of it going to feel it the worst. You don't understand. There's contracts that got to be fulfilled. See, when you get ready to try to the rest of the world is pushing to destabilize the American dollar and take it out of its running as the number one currency. You understand? They're really pushing for that. But the thing about it is that America, and the reason why they really want to abandon America is because America is sitting on contracts, on death contracts. You understand? It is sitting on contracts that have been made with all different types of organizations to destroy the Indians, the indigenous people of this land. That's your fraternity groups. So Q Dog, whatever you got going on, Alpha Kappa and all this, all of them. It's all blood contract. Then when you go down to your what they call it? Divine Nine, and you get all this with the AKAs and the Deltas and the, man, y'all better let that junk go. You don't understand that it's all blood contracts. And they must come to maturity. They have to come to maturity. And you don't want to be on the chopping block when they come to maturity. Because all of you gonna pay. And you don't understand. This whole, I'm trying to see, like, when you come to your people, talk to your people, you gotta let your people know, you know what I'm saying, live with what's going on, because there's gonna be a lot of us gonna be made an example out of. All you niggas out there that's done set up here and killed other black people and spilt that melanin all over the ground, it's a hot potato. You got to pay for that. You don't get to do that without no payment. Their payment is minor. They can send you to jail for life. Okay. That's minor. And you look at and see in this 3D reality, we look at that as if it's a big deal. Oh man, they sent me to jail for life, man. Fuck, man, I'm gone, done. No, the only thing is that's your ego having to die. That's not really the death. That's just your ego. Your ego got to die because now your ego can't do all the things that it's got accustomed to doing. Your ego. So your ego speak to you, hey man, go holler at her, man. I need some sex. Your ego needs some alcohol. Your ego needs some food. Your ego needs this. Your ego. So your ego has to get rid of all the things that it's fell in love with. That's why people be tripping out when they get these sentences. That's not the death though. You got to pay for spilling the blood of God's chosen. You got to pay for that. That's why they put the guns in your hands to kill you. But for you, you do it. Them your ops. Yeah. Them your ops. Yeah. Well, oh, he live on the next street. Yeah, I think, man, you probably want to go kill him. Then they sit up here and they hire people to give you music that's going to make your mind think that it's okay for you to do that. That there's no consequence for it as long as you don't get caught. Man, come on, man. You don't understand the ancestral realm we tied to, bro. There's checks and balances. You do that if you want to. The ancestors coming for your ass. They're coming. They're just waiting. They right there. And you see them at night. How many of them niggas sit up at night, man, they'll kill somebody talking about they can't sleep at night. The type of dreams they be having. This and the third. Yeah, son, you done dropped your frequency to that of your enemy around you. You don't spill the blood of the Most High. You can't do that and think that there are no consequences. Look at what's happening today now. You think you're going to do God people wrong and think it's not? No. You don't get to join up with the enemy and go against. No, it don't work like that. It won't last. It won't last. That's why they give us the most poisoned food. That's why they keep poisoning the St. Johns River in Florida, because the St. Johns River has the mineral capacity to elongate our life beyond 200 years. See, when you understand what's going on around you, when you're able to see what's going on around you, it changes your perspective on the world. It changes your perspective on what's valuable versus what's not valuable. It changes your perspective on money and finance. It changes your perspective on soul and spiritual work. Because you could see. You feel me? So when we did the desegregation thing back then, that was literally to blend our frequency in with other people around us. They didn't get the same, what's the word? The value of the Indian was still in the Indian. He just forgot who he was. Now he's trying to be included. So you have to keep giving the Indian the illusion. You see? So that way he'll keep striving to be a part of something that really ain't got nothing to do with him if he just stopped trying to be a part of it. All this is fear-based. But we're going to continue. So look. So remember I told you that the Baalams, they drew themselves the jealousy of the other Divinites who clouded their sight and reduced them to the human level. They were, listen, you have Baalam Agab, Night Jaguar, or the Black Panther. That is number one. No, I'm sorry, that's Night Jaguar. Okay, so you have Baalam Agab, who is the Night Jaguar, or the Jaguar that moves through the night. I apologize. You have Baalam Kitse, who is the Smiling Jaguar. You have Iki Baalam, who is Dark Jaguar. That's the Black Panther. Okay? And Mahukata, not right now. So they did not include what Jaguar Mahukata is. Okay. This shit's crazy, man. So not only were these people, or were these deities, because remember now, deities are normally created from ancestors. From ancestors. Normally it's not, you know what I'm saying, from somebody just made something up. It has an origin. So it's either an ancestor, you have constellations, or You know, like prominent things that happen like that throughout time, like a eclipse or something like that. So these deities, majority of the deities that are named through the Mayans are named from ancestors. Okay, which would have made these cat people or shapeshifters. Okay. Okay. Now, tribes by language. Let's see here. See if I can see. Let me see if I can see the Mayans in here. Oh, this is interesting. I'm gonna go through all this. Extinct American tribes K to M. Extinct tribes A to Z. Extinct Native American. Now look. Now listen. Because this is on this website. I have Native Americans, which I don't even want to say, because I feel like when I say it, they go take it, they go remove it. Because one time I had mentioned a website on here that I was using, and I went to go look for it again to reference it again, and it was like does not exist. It's been removed, and it was on a major publications website, like a newspaper circulation type thing, and it was gone. I went back to go find it again, and it was gone. So I won't say this one because I want to kind of go through this one a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But extinct tribes A to Z. It says this is the category that I'm in. It says USA tribes A to Z, right? Then it says extinct tribes A to Z. Then it says extinct American Indian tribes K to M. Then extinct Indian tribes W to Z. So tribes, American Indian, and Indian tribes are all the same thing. Why? Because we went from A to Z. Look, A to Z, K to M, W to Z. Okay? Now, after that, it says extinct Native American tribes, A to C. So there's a separation. A Native American and an Indian, American Indian, are not the same thing. So you know I gotta be nosy. You know I gotta be nosy. Let me see what I can pull up here. Let's see. Look here. The very first listen. Look. You can't make this up. Okay? You can't make this up. Oh my God. Okay, now look. Okay, now I'm gonna try to keep this. I'm gonna try to keep this brief, because I don't want to get too hype. Because y'all know how I do. So we on here looking at extinct tribes A through Z. Now mind you, now they got this separated from Native American tribes. Extinct Native American tribes is later on. We talking about extinct tribes. The very first group says the Koroa Indians. The Koroa Indians are one of many small tribes of the southeastern United States of America. That's the very first group. Let's keep going. Beothuk Indians. The Beothuk were the aboriginal inhabitants of Newfoundland. Newfoundland is up in the north. When you go north of New York through Canada, that way to the west, east. That's where you come into Newfoundland, all up there. So when the Europeans arrived, they were the first indigenous people the Europeans encountered in North America. They are now an extinct tribe, at least as to culture. Okay? Listen, recently DNA has been found in Iceland that indicates they may indeed have some descendants still living. What? Listen to the third group. The Pensacola Indians. The Pensacola Indians were Native American people who look at that lie. How they gonna throw Native American? Now, mind you, now we in the tribes A to Z. They got Native Americans separated down the line. That's a whole nother category. This ain't even got nothing to do with this. This is just indigenous tribes, not Native American. They had them separated. So why are they calling them Native Americans here? Those people weren't Native Americans. They were Olmecs and Mayans. They were Aztec, Inca. These were the Indians. So look, Pensacola Indians were Native American people who lived in the western part of what is now Florida Panhandle and eastern Alabama for centuries. For centuries before first contact with Europeans until early in the 18th century. They spoke a Muskogean language. They are the source of the name of Pensacola Bay and the city of Pensacola. They lived in the area until the mid-18th century, but were thereafter assimilated into other groups. They were assimilated. They weren't destroyed. They are not extinct. They were assimilated, so they still exist. So why would this Pensacola Indian tribe be listed as a group of extinct tribes? On paper, maybe? But the blood is still walking around in Pensacola? No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going ahead and shut on up, man. Okay? Now, this is also interesting because another one that they named, this is about 5th or 6th down, is the Timucua Indians, Utina Indians, or Timucua. Now, we were just talking about the Timucua Indians with Jekyll Island. Mind you, now we talking about the Black Panther movie. It's crazy how all of this is coming forward from one movie. We was just talking about the Timucua Indians with Jekyll Island. This is what it says. The Utina, with the possible exception of the Potano, was the leading Timucua division in Florida and gave its name to the whole. They lived along the Suwannee River to the St. John. What did we just say about the St. John River? The St. John River, minerally, the springs there will cause us to live life beyond 200 years. The problem is they're poisoning that river every year. And it cleans itself out every year. And they poison it every year. And then it cleans itself every year. That's where this red tide stuff be coming up in Florida. They be killing all the fish along the coastline because the St. John River pushed all the toxins out into the ocean in order to refresh itself so that it can bring healing back to the people. All of this is spiritual. So when they came here looking for the fountains of youth, they found them. Then they started poisoning them because the people that was living around these fountains was living 300-400 years. They can't let you know about that. Black people, Negroes living 300-400 years in Florida. You know what? I need to go through this because this is oof. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The Timucua Indians after the European came. This is a whole nother section. It's a different section further down the list. So when Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, which is a lie, because we just talked about what a columbus is. You feel me? So, and you can, and discovered America, which he was looking for, the West Indies, but the West Indies, which we know in that time, because before 1600, the map of America says that North America was called India Superior, and the islands under Florida was called the West Indies. Okay? So he was really telling you that he was coming straight where he came. He wasn't looking for no place over there underneath Russia. That's not what he's looking for. He literally told you he was coming straight where he came because the map said this is India Superior. So he knew where he was going. Okay? So they didn't discover nothing. He brought many changes. Over the next 70 years, the Spanish sent ships up the east coast of North America, but focused on Florida's west coast and Central and South America, all the way down to the Yucatan Peninsula. Although the Spanish did meet the Timucuas, much of our information about these Native Americans come from the French. The French explorers lived in the Jacksonville area near Chief Santeriwa and his people for a little over a year. Okay? So these people were already known about. It wasn't no discovery made. Rockefeller and them came over here. They knew exactly where they were going because the culture of the Timucua Indians, as far as them being political and financial, was already studied before Rockefeller brought his ass over here. So he knew exactly where he was going. He knew exactly where he wanted to put that house. He knew exactly what rituals he wanted to do over the bones of our ancestors. He knew exactly what he was doing to establish the Federal Reserve Bank. All of this stuff is premeditated. It is not on accident. And still, we talking about the Black Panther movie. See if I got any people tuned in. I got my tuned in. Nobody. Okay. I'll tell you what. Black Panther's interesting, but I'm finna go to bed. So I'll meet y'all here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If I'm feeling froggy, and we'll continue this. Peace.